I'm the idiot on the writer's block, and I'd like to introduce you to three more of my experts. Kirsty Eyre, Irenosen Okojie, and Liz Miele. Hi, I'm Marcus, and I'm the idiot on the writer's block. If you're new to the channel, I, the idiot, ask experts for tips on how to write, publish, and promote my first fiction novel. I already have one graphic novel out called Culliver City Chronicles, Call 1-800-KILLER-GUY, Book 1. Click the link here to check out the giveaway that I currently have going on the book. And it would help me tremendously if you like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel for more tips on how to write, publish, and promote your first fiction novel. Now, in this last year alone, my experts have contributed immensely to my progression as a writer, and I would like to pay it forward a little bit by introducing you to some of their work. Here are some of my experts and the books they've written, and these are the experts I will be showcasing today.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Eyre, and I have just released my debut novel, Cowgirl. I'm very excited about it. In a nutshell, Cowgirl is a queer rom-com. I often pitch it as an LGBT modern Bridget Jones's Diary meets Cold Comfort Farm, because I know everybody likes a comp these days. But in a nutshell, it's around the journey of Billy, a 30-something scientist who ditches her London life to go and run her dad's dairy farm when he falls ill. So it's a story based in the north of England on the Derbyshire-Yorkshire border, where Billy has to confront lots of misogyny, homophobia, and the turbulence of romance before she finally wins over the local farming community, who affectionately dub her Cowgirl.
My name is Irenosen Okojie, and my latest book is Nudibranch, which is a collection of short stories that came out last year, November. Yeah, sure. So it's the story of a young woman called Sidra who has a physical resemblance to Grace Jones, a very striking physical resemblance, but she experienced a childhood trauma, basically, which unfortunately haunts her through her life. And the process really is of her dealing with her guilt, and in her adult life, that takes on weird manifestations. So it really is about how we process trauma and how it manifests and how we cope with it, and the odd things that human beings do to cope. So while she's also trying to recover from this really devastating experience, she's also in some ways recreating it. I won't spoil the full plot by giving away what that is. Like, readers will have to go and read it. But so she's trying to essentially deal with this kind of hidden secret that she has going on in her life, but she also works as a Grace Jones impersonator, so it's also about, I guess, blackness and what blackness means and how it's received in certain spaces, particularly white spaces. But there's lots going on in the story. So Snapper, I think, is originally from my first collection, actually, Speak Gargantula, so it's not from Nudibranch. And Snapper is really a romance story, but it's a romance story where things are really starting to crumble, and you're kind of in a relationship with somebody and they're starting to slowly become a different person, and you don't quite understand what's happening or how it's happening. So Snapper really is this sort of window into this couple's life, and how things go from being really amazing to just really quite strange progressively. And the main protagonist in that sees her boyfriend really start to become a different character, and it's really about being taken along that ride when that happens, because of course you're emotionally and fully invested. So it's really about a relationship sort of going down this dark path, and hopefully I do it in ways that are provocative and challenging, but also exciting for the reader.
My name is Liz Miele. Current comedy show, my last special was called Self Help Me, and that is already out on YouTube. So my book is called Why Cats Are Assholes. Beep. What if I just start going just beeping for no reason? But it is honestly 200 pages of cat jokes. That's almost not in that structure, but that's how I read it. It's basically a history of why cats are the way they are in a comedic sense. I did a lot of research for it, and it comes from a place of love, because what I find so funny is not one cat enthusiast has been like, what do you mean cats are like, nobody's ever, every single, like I've been on so many like cat podcasts, cat behavioralists, like people that are like just cat crazy. And they've all been like, this is a great title. This is a great book. Like, cause we just know they're curmudgeon-y and they truly dance to the beat of their own drum, and they are who they are, and we accept them as they are. And this is a very loving book towards them, but it's realistic. And that's how I've always written about cats. Both my parents are veterinarians. My mom's a cat specialist. I've always had a cat, and I love them with my whole heart, but almost every joke I've written has been like, this feels like an abusive relationship. Like this doesn't, like it feels like if this was a person, my therapist would have told me that I can do better. So I think that's why people, I've always said I've written too many cat jokes. Almost every album and hour I've done has a bunch of cat jokes, but it's from that perspective. It's not like cats are better than dogs. It's more like we own them and it seems like we need higher self-esteem. Like, what are we doing? Like, so the editor that found me to write this joke, he had seen one of my bits. I think it's from my first album, but the bit, I never remember what I called it, but it was something like everyone's one bad breakup away from owning a cat. And like the whole thesis is nobody buys a cat, like something bad has to happen to you and then they kind of fall into your life. And I feel like it was just, whether you liked cats or not, it was just this aha moment where everybody's like, that's the perfect way of describing it. They're free. It seems like someone's always trying to get rid of them. You know, there's the pictures on the internet are both like, look how cute it is. And also I'll fucking murder this cat in its sleep. Why is it behaving this way? And then somebody will be like, why don't you get rid of it? You're like, I would never. I love it so much. Why would you say that?
There you have it, some of the wonderful people who have helped me on my journey to become a better writer. Check in the description to this video for links to their work. And show them some love by buying their books, subscribing to their podcasts, watching their videos, and sending them a hearty hello from the Idiot on the Writer's Block. And don't forget, you can help me too by liking, sharing, subscribing to this channel for more tips on how to write, publish, and promote your first fiction novel. I'm Marcus, and I'll see you next time.